fast to www.pastorpaulgold.com. Hey, have you taken a good look at the banks lately? On the surface, everything seems fine, but there's a whole lot more going on underneath. It's like looking under the hood of a car and finding a mess of broken wires and parts. The parts are loans for homes, cars, and those credit cards we all use. They're hitting record highs. It's kind of scary when you think about it. Why risk your money for a tiny 5% return when things are so shaky? This is where Noble Gold Investment can come in and help. They're like that friend who knows all about keeping money safe. They suggest gold and silver, oldies but goodies in the finance world. Plus, they got a sweet deal on this right here. 1/4 of an ounce gold standard coin. They'll give this to you for this month. 1/4 of an ounce of gold. Pretty cool, right? Well, if you're curious, just give them a call at 877-646-5347. It's just a chat, no pressure, and they'll help you figure out if gold and silver is right for you. Go visit them at www.pastorpaulgold.com and take the first steps toward a safer financial future.
In a comprehensive restructuring aimed at enhancing readiness for potential conflicts with China, the United States Air Force is transforming its deployment approach, departing from the previous method of deploying forces on a squadron-by-squadron basis, which involved assembling personnel and aircraft from different units. The Air Force is now adopting a strategy where wings train and deploy as cohesive units. Under this new plan that is termed, quote, units of action by the service, future Air Force wings will undergo preparations that involve ensuring entire units are ready for conflict. This shift represents a fundamental change in deployment tactics, streamlining the process and fostering greater unit cohesion in anticipation of potential challenges posed by adversaries such as China, Defense One has reported. Quote, we need to ensure that our combat wings are coherent units of action that have everything they need to be able to execute their wartime tasks, said Air Force Chief of Staff General David Alvin, unveiled on Monday at the Air and Space Forces Association Warfare Symposium in Colorado. The reorganization of air wings stands out amongst a series of changes, representing the most substantial alterations to the Air Force's existing structure in decades. This announcement signals a departure from the deployment methods employed in the Middle East. Officials argue that the previous approach is unsuitable for a larger conflict with, say, China, necessitated a significant shift in the service's operational framework. After a relentless 10-year search, a steamship from the World War II era, the SS Arlington, which sank in a severe storm in 1940 along with its captain, has been located at the bottom of Lake Superior. Resting 650 feet below the surface, approximately 35 miles north of Michigan's Pkwy Peninsula, the 244-foot vessel remained undiscovered for 74 years until a determined shipwreck hunter persevered in the search. The Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society, in collaboration with researcher Dan Fountain, officially confirmed the discovery in a statement on Monday. Fountain identified a potential site at the lake's bottom using remote sensing data and enlisted the Society's assistance. Last year, the Society deployed a sonar device over the suspected location, confirming it as a shipwreck. Subsequent exploration with underwater drones substantiated that the wreckage was indeed the long-lost SS Arlington, NBC News reported. In video footage released by the Society, the deteriorated remains of the ship were visible, with the smokestack collapsed, yet the helm, or steering wheel, remained intact. The tragic incident in 1940 resulted in the loss of the vessel's captain, Frederick Tadybug Burke, the only crew member who did not survive. The circumstances surrounding why Captain Burke chose not to abandon the ship and escape to a nearby vessel like the rest of the crew remain a mystery. The SS Arlington, a Canadian bulk carrier laden with wheat, set sail from Port Arthur, Ontario on April the 30th of 1940, destined for Owen Sound, Ontario, which is 1,000 miles to the east on Lake Huron. The ship was discovered near Copper Harbor, Michigan. Navigating thick fog on Lake Superior, the Arlington and its companion, the Collingwood, encountered a storm as night descended, subjecting both vessels to turbulent waters. The first mate, Junius Maxey, directed the Arlington to sail close to the Canadian shore for protection from the elements, as reported by NBC News. However, Captain Burke countermanded the order, steering the ship back into open waters, and at 4:30 a.m. on May 1st, Chief Engineer Fred Gilbert sounded the alarm, signaling the Arlington's imminent sinking. Despite investigations and decades of speculation, the fate of Captain Burke has remained a mystery. Some reports from the Times suggested that he was observed near the pilot house, waving to the Collingwood as the ship descended to the lake's bottom. Back on January 21st of 2024, an asteroid measuring about 1 meter in size, named 2024 BX1, penetrated Earth's atmosphere and detonated over Berlin at 12:33 a.m. local time. Before entering Earth's atmosphere, 2024 BX1 was categorized as a near-Earth asteroid, with an orbit suggesting its affiliation with the Apollo group. Subsequently, fragments of the asteroid were located by a collaborative team of scientists. These fragments were identified as a rare class of asteroid known as Albrights. The name Albrights originates from the French village of Aubries, where a similar meteorite fell on September 14th in 1836, Science Alert reported. Identifying the fragments posed a significant challenge due to the distinctive appearance of Albrights. While these asteroids resemble typical rocks from a distance, they exhibit notable differences upon close examination. Unlike other meteor types with a black glass crust caused by extreme atmospheric heat, Albrights feature a predominantly translucent glass crust.